And there they go.
Welcome back to RacingNews.com. I'm Magic, and today we're taking a closer look at the field for Saturday's Forward Gal. This is a Kentucky Oaks prep race worth 10 points to the winner, 4 to second, 2 to third, and 1 to fourth. And with me to preview this race is Dr. Miranda. And Dr. Miranda, you came back off the long layoff really hot last time. You had Secret Oath. Granted, she was bet down very heavily from her morning line, ends up being the 1-2 favorite, but she wasn't favored when you picked her to win the Martha Washington Stakes at Oakland Park. So let's see how you do at Gulfstream Park. 7 furlong, 7 3-year-old fillies. Take us through the field. Where are you going?
All right, so we're going to start with the number 1 horse. That is She's So Beautiful. She's very familiar to the Gulfstream track. She's ran 6 out of her 7 career starts and won 3 different times. So she has about a 50% winning percentage at Gulfstream. She has won an ungraded stakes, but that also comes with only a 59 buyer. Looking back at her past races, there's nothing that really intrigues me at all, especially when I look back in September, and she lost to another filly by over 10 lengths. That's in this race also. I just think that she's overmatched and the water's just a little bit too deep here. We're going to go off with the number 2. That is Gratitude with Todd Pletcher and Irad Ortiz. You know this horse is going to be taking serious money just because of those 2 connections alone. She's only raced 2 times in her career and broke her maiden last time out at Gulfstream. She has only been in maiden company, so this is a very big step up for her. And I also don't think the competition was that great in those first 2 starts. But that was a few months ago. She may have matured since then. I do like the fact that she has won at this distance before. She also has a lot of early speed with a couple of other horses in this race. So that could make for a pace meltdown. But I don't think that she needs the lead, so it may set up for a nice stalking trip for this horse. And then we're going to go with the number 3. That is Last Leaf for Ronald Spatz. Hope I'm saying that right. This filly has already had 8 career starts, which to me is a lot, considering that she is just turned 3 this year. She has only been at Gulfstream Park, and she has 3 wins under her belt. However, she has not won a race since September, has raced 3 times since that, and not really added up how she did earlier in the year. The last 2 times she didn't even come in the top 3. The last 2 were ungraded stakes. So going up to a G3 from an ungraded stakes, I think that's just too big of a step up. I also think that she likes the 5 furlongs distance better because that is where 2 of her 3 wins have come from. The only time she raced at 7 furlongs, she finished her worst in her career. Each time she has won, she's either been on the lead or near, and there's some other fillies in here. They're also going to be doing that, and they're a little bit quicker than her. And then we go with the number 4, Disco Ebo for Robert Reed, another filly with early speed that has to have the lead in order to win. That's why I really think that there's going to be pace, especially with these young girls. She has won 3 out of her 6 career starts. She has won ungraded stakes as well. However, she's been running at Parks and Penn National, which aren't typically the best tracks to run your best fillies at that you're trying to put into the Oaks. But I can't fault her for that because she was on a 3-win streak running decent buyers of low mid-70s during these races. But I don't like that they put her in a 7 furlong ungraded stakes a couple months ago at Parks, and she completely faltered. She didn't even get the lead like she needs, and she completely fell apart. She ran her worst buyer of 43. She was behind the winner by 11 lengths. I think that she's going to hook up with another horse in this race that's going to need the lead as well. It's going to come down is, can they get that distance if they keep that speed up the entire time? All right, and then we got the number 5. We have Radio Days for Shug McGahee. This horse is 2 for 2 in her career. She has a win at this distance, not to mention she won that race by over 8 lengths. She has been off for a couple months, but I don't think that's going to impact her ability because looking at her recent workouts, they're very consistent. She has back-to-back low 80 buyers, which are the best in this field. She is stepping up to stakes company, which will really show is if she's the real deal. But on paper, she looks to be one of the best. She doesn't need the lead like the 2 horses on either side of her. As long as she can hang out and be patient, I think the 2 will wear down and she can close. Another thing I want to add, last year, these Gulfstream horses didn't really do anything when it came to Oaks time. I mean, you look at the Devona Dale, you had Whole Bodemeister, didn't make it. But if you look at the Oaks Trail, you had Malathat, you had Search Results, your 2 finishers, the number 1 and 2 in the Oaks, they both came from Aqueduct and Belmont. I think that the competition up there is just a little bit better. So with her coming from the Northeast, I really like her chances in this race. Then we're going to go to the number 6 horse. There's another Brad Cox horse in the mix. But this time, I'm pretty sure this is one of his top horses, just like Travel Column was for him last year. We have A Girl with a Dream. who has won her last 2 races and is 3 for 5 lifetime. She's won at Ellis Park, Churchill Fairgrounds. So I don't think the new track's going to be any kind of issue for her. Her last race was an ungraded stakes that she won with a career best buyer of 76. Now, Brad Cox did put her in the G1 Spinaway at Keeneland last October, and she was just unable to keep up with the likes of Echo Zulu, who is the best 3-year-old filly out there right now, in my opinion. Now, if she runs the Oaks or Derby, that'll be determined later on for Echo Zulu. But I like this horse right here to hit the board as long as she doesn't wear herself down. And lastly is Diamond Wow, who we've not seen since October at Keeneland. She was very impressive this fall at Gulfstream, winning back-to-back. They then put her in the G2 Jessamine Stakes, and she did very well, getting second behind California Angel, who hasn't done a whole lot since then. But let me point out that race was on turf. All the races that she's been entered in have been on turf. She did run on dirt one time in Our Dear Peggy and won, but that was against other turf horses, not dirt horses. But she has been working out very well the last month, so I think that this horse could be a major threat here. So with all that said, I hate these Gulfstream Park prep races, like I said, but there's a horse in here that could be interesting and could make an impact on the trail. I think this race is going to come down to pace and if the early speed horses can hold on, because there are some stalking and closing horses who I think will pick up the pieces. So with that said, my top pick is a number 5 Radio Days. I like the fact that she's coming up from up north where I think the competition's better. She's undefeated. She also keeps the same jockey, which I love. I think that she's going to have to sit back from the pace and close, kind of like how Maleth that was. I'm not saying she's Maleth at all, but she kind of reminds me of her. Underneath, I'm going to play Diamond Wow and Girl with a Dream and Exacta, so a 5, 6, 7 box. Then in a trifecta, I'm going to throw in a long shot with the number 3, so it's going to be 3, 5, 6, 7.
5 Radio Days, not only a big price filly, she was $750,000 at auction, but she's a sibling to Bowie's Hero, who won multiple Grade 1 races over $1.5 million. So you combine that with the fact that she's by Gunrunner, the top sire for the freshman class that she's part of. All signs seem to be saying this is going to be a big freak, and Dr. Miranda seems to agree with that as well. Head over to racingdudes.com. We have free picks for every race, every track around the country. You can check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/racingdudes. We have full coverage of the Kentucky Oaks Trail as well as the Kentucky Derby Trail, along with in-depth analysis of the major contenders for both divisions. Hit like if you like this video. Hit subscribe if you really like it. Tell us below in the comments who you think is going to win the race. Tell your friends all about our channel and our site, and we'll see you at the track.
Racing Dudes Preview. Racing Dudes Preview. And there they go.